this evening. My members said they wanted to enjoy themselves tonight. They wanted to dance, so I will keep this very, very short. Platform guests, the board of directors and the executives of ALJA, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I just want to begin by thanking our guest speaker, Anthony Samuel Kofi Woods, for those powerful food for thought that you provided us this evening. I also want to thank you for just the time and the effort to fly from Liberia to be here. I know it took an enormous amount of resources and time and energy. I want to thank you for doing so. We're grateful. I also want to extend similar thanks to the Senator. Senator, thank you so much for being here. We know our invitation came at a very late notice, but you considered us in such high esteem that you made it your duty to be here, and so I want to thank you for just the time to be here. Thank you so much. I also want to thank, since I'm in a thank you business right now, I want to thank the president of this chapter, Mr. Roland Brown, and the entire membership of the New England chapter. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you all so much for the extraordinary hard work you put into this. The months and the weeks of planning, we can see have paid off, and we're grateful. So on behalf of all of us, I want to thank you. I also want to thank the community of Woodstock for receiving us in this city. From the mayor was at City Hall on yesterday, to the leader of this community, to the old timers who we allowed to defeat us on Friday. I want to thank all of you. The hospitality has been just enormous, and we're certainly grateful that you just want the time to come and see us or accommodate us in your town. When our convention committee brainstormed to figure out this year's theme, the choice, sustaining Liberia's democracy now and in the future, the media and the 2023 general elections, was obvious. With elections just over a year away, we were concerned about the credibility of the process. Truth be told, we are heavily invested in this process because though we are thousands of miles away, we as Liberians in the diaspora remain inextricably linked and impacted in more ways than one by events unfolding in Liberia. We know all too well that our country, before the civil crisis, have had a checkered history when it comes to the conduct of elections that are deemed to be free, fair, and transparent. I am reminded about the elections of 1985. We can say without any form of ambiguity that this checkered history was in part responsible for our civil crisis. We therefore decided to focus on the 2023 general elections, ever mindful that these are consequential elections, which transparent conduct or lack thereof could either solidify our democratic gains made so far or set our country backwards. So today we make this clarion call to the Elections Commission, which is the ultimate arbiter of the process, to ensure that free and fair elections are held. We acknowledge and we're pleased by President Bia's remark at the United Nations General Assembly, in which he promised all or sundry that the elections will be free. But we urge the Bia government to make good on their promise by providing an enabling environment for everyone, including the opposition, the women, the underserved, the remote and isolated communities, as well as ensuring the necessary provisions to accommodate minority groups like the physically disadvantaged in order for the election to be considered truly inclusive and fair. Our organization, ALJA, will continue to speak out as an institution. We will also partner and explore ways to engage other civil society organizations to ensure that these issues, which could potentially disenfranchise the electorates and infringe upon the integrity of the electoral process, are brought to the attention of the government, the citizenry, and the international community. As the country heads towards elections in the next 30 months, we cannot emphasize enough how important the role of the media will be as the proverbial watchdogs of society in shining a spotlight on the issues, the candidates, and the process prior to and during the actual conduct of the election itself. All of this will require support for the media in the form of training and logistics. Many of our colleagues, especially those working outside Monrovia, lack some of the basic tools, including micro recorders, to carry out their reportorial duties. Our response to this pressing need was to increase our direct support to the media during the year in the form of logistical support worth thousands of dollars. ALJA intends to increase our support and meet some of those needs as best as possible to ensure that the media is performing its responsibilities in a fair, balanced, and ethical manner. We are also pleased with our collaboration with FIJA, the Female Journalists Association of Liberia, that resulted in the provision of training and logistical support for a number of female journalists, including many from the different counties. We look forward to building upon those relationships and more broadly engaging female media executives so that together we are exploring ways ALJA can be more impactful. Benjamin Franklin once said, out of adversity comes opportunity. When we gathered last year, little did we know that our colleague, the veteran Joe Terry, will be gone from us in a matter of months. But one of my proudest moments as president of this association was how we came together in a show of support to the family of our fallen colleague during the period of bereavement. I thank you so much, ALJA members, for demonstrating such a spirit of camaraderie that binds us together. While he was alive, as everyone mentioned prior, he was committed to the journalism profession. I was evident by his unquestioned dedication to ALJA and his impact on the Liberian media. Therefore, after his passing, we realized it was prudent to immortalize his memory. So we launched the Joe Terry Memorial Scholarship Fund Drive this past semester on the campus of the University of Liberia. I want to, in this manner, thank the staff at the university, including the chair of the Department of Communications and Media Studies, for all the support they render ALJA as we launch this scholarship. I also want to thank the family represented this evening by Mrs. Dare. You will always be a part of the ALJA family, even though your husband is no longer with us. Thank you so much for being here today and gracing our program. Thank you so much. Today, the name ALJA, the Association of Liberian Journalists in the Americas, is considered as one of the preeminent diaspora organizations in Liberia, the Americas, and Europe. This is due in large part to the hard work of the current leadership and that of the past administration led by my immediate predecessor, Mr. Moses Cindy, as well as the enormous contribution from our membership. But we also have to acknowledge that there were those who dreamt this vision and planted the seed far before us, and they deserve to be recognized also. So today, we will publicly acknowledge and recognize the pioneering roles of the following individuals in the formation of ALJA, and for their contribution to the journalism profession in the country. They include the veteran Kenneth Best, Isaac Bantu, who is in our midst today, and Gabriel Williams, who were ALJA's first president, vice president, and secretary general, respectively. Congratulations to all of you for this honor you are about to receive. As an organization, we will be intentional in building relationships with state and local government entities and the respective communities in which we find ourselves. While our goals and aspirations are to continue to seek out ways in which we can be more impactful in our local communities, I am proud that under this administration, we collaborated with the Minnesota Department of Health in hosting clinics that provided COVID vaccine for hundreds of people in our state of Minnesota. It was a fulfilling experience, and I'm grateful to everyone who partnered with ALJA in this exercise. As president of ALJA, I will continue to explore opportunities that will make our organization more responsive to what unfolds in our local communities here in the United States, while we continue to meet the professional and logistical needs of our colleagues in Liberia. When you entrusted me with a second term a year ago, I promised in my inaugural speech to work as hard as I could to justify that confidence by ensuring that we become even stronger and consistent in our advocacy, impacting as many in the media profession as possible. I could not have done that on my own. So today I want to acknowledge the presence of my wife, who has stood by me for the last 8 years as I served in the leadership role of ALJA. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I could not have done it without you. So I have 1 more year, and I can promise there will be no constitutional amendment to change the term of ALJA presidency. Once my tenure ends, I will be gone. But the 1 year I have, I hope you can stay in there with me so we can finish this race very, very strong. But I'm pleased to report to all of you, my fellow colleagues, that the state of our association has never been stronger and more impactful. So as I begin this final leg of this journey, I renew my commitment to the goals and ideals for which this organization was established, and promise to avoid the lame duck scenario. To all of you who have supported me over the years, I thank you. But this journey is not yet over. Join me and let's finish the race and elevate ALJA to the nobler of heights. Thank you all so much.